Hi everyone, and welcome to Titan's Tradecraft video series for the Impact X 410, 440, and 540i. In this setup and startup video, we'll walk through how to get your Impact X sprayer ready for the job site and review some important safety information. Note that while the X440 is the unit featured in this video, the steps we'll show you apply to the Impact X 410, 440, and 540i models. Before we get into setup, let's talk about gun safety. First, always remember to engage the trigger lock in your gun when it's not in use. To secure the gun, push the trigger lock from left to right when looking at the rear of the gun. To disengage the safety, push the lock from right to left when looking at the rear of the gun. Before plugging in your sprayer, make sure that the following procedure has been completed. First, check to ensure that the siphon tube and return hose are attached and secure. Next, using a wrench, attach the included 50 feet of 1/4-inch airless spray hose to the outlet fitting on the sprayer and tighten securely. Attach the included airless spray gun to the spray hose and tighten using 2 wrenches, one for the gun and one for the hose. Make sure the pressure control knob is set at 0 and the on-off switch is in its off position. Using the included piston lube, squirt 1 squeeze through either of the top 4 slots on the plastic faceplate toward the center onto the piston. Finally, if you're using the X440 or 540i models, press the pusher valve 3 times to make sure that the inlet ball is free and not sticking. When setting up your sprayer, make sure to connect it to a grounded outlet, and if needed, use a minimum 12-gauge extension cord. Your sprayer should be set up at least 25 feet away from your work area in a well-ventilated space. Add more hose if necessary. When you're setting up your sprayer, make sure to check your hose for cuts, leaks, abrasions, or bulges, as well as any damage or loosening of couplings. If you notice any of these, stop and immediately replace the hose with an approved substitute. Never attempt to repair a paint hose. Finally, keep yourself safe on the job site by always using appropriate personal protective equipment when painting. Your new sprayer is shipped with oil-based fluid to prevent corrosion and needs to be cleaned out with mineral spirits before you start to spray. Place the siphon tube in a container of mineral spirits and the return hose in a metal waste container. Set the unit pressure to minimum, then move the prime spray valve to the prime position. Let's take a minute to talk about the new prime spray valve on the Impact X series sprayers. The prime spray valve conveniently spins 360 degrees so it can operate vertically or horizontally. Pay close attention to the icon that's facing out. One is for prime and one is for spray. Move the on-off switch to on to start priming. Increase the pressure slowly until fluid is moving through the pump and return hose. Let the sprayer run for up to 30 seconds to flush all the storage fluid through the return hose and into the waste container. Turn the sprayer off by moving the on-off switch to the off position. If you're using oil-based coatings, you're ready to spray. If you're using water-based coatings, repeat this process with water to flush the mineral spirits out before spraying. To get set up for painting, first place the unit siphon tube into your paint and the return hose into your metal waste container. Next, set the pressure to minimum on the sprayer and ensure the prime spray valve is still in the prime position. Turn your sprayer on and allow it to run until paint is coming through the return hose. Once this happens, turn the sprayer off and move the return hose from the waste container to its operating position in the material. Move the prime spray valve to the spray position. Trigger your gun into the metal waste container and turn on the sprayer, adjusting pressure until all air and cleaning material is flushed and paint is flowing freely. Remember to ground the gun by holding it against the edge of the metal container to prevent static discharge. Once paint is flowing freely, release the trigger, lock the gun, turn off, and depressurize the sprayer. Then attach your tip guard and tip, following the proper instructions from your manual. Before you start testing your pattern and spraying, let's talk about how to read the Impact X440 or 540i control panel. Note that these instructions apply only to the Impact X440 and 540i. If you've purchased the Impact X410, these control panel lights being discussed are not present. There are 2 LED lights on the Impact X440 and 540i control panel. The first light is the motor run light. When this light is on, it indicates that the pump is plugged in, turned on, and the motor is running. The second light is the pressure indicator, which shows the current operating pressure of the sprayer. It has 3 different indicators: blinking yellow, solid yellow, and solid green. When you see blinking yellow, it means the sprayer is running between 0 and 200 psi and indicates the sprayer is at priming pressure. It's safe to move the prime spray valve between positions, and it's safe to change the spray tip. Note that if the pressure indicator light blinks yellow when the pressure is set to higher than 200 psi and the prime spray valve is in the spray position, your spray tip is worn or the sprayer is in need of service. A solid yellow light means the sprayer is operating between 201 and 1900 psi and indicates the sprayer is at the proper pressure for spraying stains, lacquer, and varnish. A solid green light means the sprayer is operating between 1901 and 3300 psi and indicates the sprayer is at the proper pressure for spraying materials this size pump was designed for. The pressure control label on all Impact X Series sprayers has a new HEA zone that indicates the proper pressure range for spraying with HEA tips. It's important to follow the pressure relief procedure when you're shutting down the sprayer for any purpose, including servicing the system, changing or cleaning spray tips, and preparing for cleanup. First, secure the gun by engaging the trigger lock. Then turn off the sprayer. Next, turn the pressure control knob completely counterclockwise to the off position. Now, unlock the gun trigger and hold the metal part of it against the side of your metal container to avoid buildup of static electricity. Trigger the gun to remove any pressure still in the hose. Finally, release the remaining pressure in the pump by moving the prime spray valve to the prime position. Now that you've finished setting up your sprayer and are familiar with its features, it's now time to test your spray pattern. Check out our Tradecraft Impact X Series application video for more tips on how to spray. And thanks for choosing Titan. If you have any questions, please refer to your user manual or contact Titan's technical service team.